doing. What was your motivation for politics? I'm very curious to know that.
So my motivation from politics started in multifacets, right? Back in 1992, in a hotel in Orlando, Florida, we were on a Tupac Shakur tour. It was Patra, it was Laws of the Underground, it was Outkast, a little group out of Atlanta called Outkast who was opening up.
Wow.
You know, it was Jeanne with Fam, Famil, who, you know, Hey Mr. DJ song, singing on there with them. So when we were and Biggie Smalls was on Tupac with Tupac some nights.
Oh,
he didn't perform. He was just hanging with Tupac some nights.
This is incredible.
So we were on that Tupac tour and we were riding in vans. And one day we were riding in a van and it was not the Outlaws yet, but not the Outlaws. It was
Thug
Tupac.
Life? Wasn't Thug Life?
And who? And Thug Life. It was Tupac and Thug Life. You know, and it was yeah, he's hip hop over there. And it was Tupac and Thug Life, and it was Laws of the Underground and our crew. We was in probably like a 16-passenger van. Pac probably had 10 people. It was 6 of us. So I can't front. One of our members was getting on the van every day late. And this is Tupac's tour.
I know how that goes.
Pac would go to the seat in the back all the time. So this one day, we're in Orlando, Florida, and Pac just starts, you know, Pac, if you knew Pac, man, you know, he was a real upfront person. And, you know, one day he just said, this my MFing tour. He's like, niggas better stop getting on my van late or they'll be off the tour. And you know, and the Thug Life they was just laughing. They was laughing at every word he said, you know, but I felt like he was dissing the whole crew. Even though he was right, I felt like if I didn't say nothing, we would be punked.
Right.
Right?
Yep.
I guess it was the Newark in me.
Yep.
So I started talking back in third person, just like he was talking in third person, because he wasn't saying no names. And I started saying stuff like, people act like they from LA, when they really from Baltimore. You know what I mean? So it started to get heated between me and Pop. And as soon as it really like almost came to a head, the person that usually was late got on the van. So I'm saying, all right, now he's just gonna stick up for himself. But it kind of subsided after that. Long story short, after sound check, because we were going to sound check. After sound check, Pop comes in my room. We were in motels at this time. We weren't in hotels. That means you had to go into your room from the outside.
Right. The doors on.
You remember
on
those days, G?
Come on now.
You know what I'm saying?
Come on now.
And we went into the motel, and I see somebody knocks on my door. So I look out the little curtain, and I see that it's Pop. And he got an arm full of, he got stuff in both arms. So I go to the phone. You know, his phone's still like in the room that you can use. You wasn't using your cell phone.
Landline,
so
yes.
I called DJ Lord Jazz, my DJ, and I said, because he witnessed the argument, I said, yo, Pac at the door. He's like, word, he got a bunch of people with him? I said, no, he by himself. He's like, what's up? I said, nah, I just wanted to let you know, just in case, you know, Pac unpredictable. I don't know what's going on.
Yep.
I open the door, he just look at me. I don't say nothing to him. He just look at me. He like, you ain't gonna let me in? I just move out the way, he comes in. He got 2 40s in his hand. He got a Newport behind one ear. He got a blunt behind another ear. And he got a t-shirt in his arm. I think I still got the t-shirt. He hands me a Thug Life t-shirt when they had the bullet where the eye is, black t-shirt, and it was gold writing, gold and white writing. And then it was 2 beds in the room. I sit on one bed, he sit on bed. I still didn't say nothing to him yet. He throws the t-shirt at me. I grab it. He cracks open a 40 and hands it to me. He cracks open the other 40, he takes a swig. Now mind you, no words have been spoken. Yeah. Then he look at me. After he takes his swig of his 40, then he lights his, I don't know if he lit the Newport or the blunt, but he lights something up. Remember, you could smoke in the rooms back then.
Yes.
And he says to me, you know you was wrong, right? And I was like, hey. And the crazy thing is, I really was. I was just sticking up for my crew.
Right,
I wasn't wrong for sticking up for my crew.
No, yeah,
but I was wrong for us being late.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So I just looked at him and I didn't say anything. And then he goes, but that's why I F with you though. Because you know your mans was wrong and you stuck up for your crew.
There you go.
That was Pac. He was big on integrity.
Yeah.
And then just to fast forward, he went into this thing, man. He said, you know, he started talking. We 21 years old at this time, maybe, or maybe 20. He started talking stuff that I've never heard a 21 or 20-year-olds start talking. He started talking about, you know, we gotta sell millions of records so we can turn those millions of record buyers into millions of voters, and we gotta come back to our communities and not move from your community. He says you should never move from Newark, New Jersey. If you claim that it made you who you are, you never move from that place. He was like, you know, we have to start youth initiatives and youth programs and start nonprofits and make sure that we bridge the gap between our youth and our seniors, so that when our seniors leave this place, that they leave us with their wisdom and their understanding. I was like, who is this guy? You know, and then he said something that he said, you know, we have to do something that you might not want to do. And I was like, what? He said, we have to become legislators. I almost didn't know what the word meant. You know?
Wait a minute. You talking about Tupac, the Tupac.
Tupac before, man. This is what he said to me in 1992, 20 years old.
Wow.
And he said, we have to become legislators. He said, because if we don't make laws for us, they will make laws for us.
Wow.
Oh, this is a motel room conversation with two
Orlando,
people with
Florida.
40s in their hands.
Yeah. Right.
And this conversation is the seed for why you are now the first ever hip hop rapper politician.
I didn't know it at the time, though. It's not until I did everything that he asked of me in that hotel room, started a nonprofit organization, created youth initiatives, created programs for seniors. This is all before me becoming councilman. I didn't know. And then I realized once I did that stuff that those things had a ceiling to it that couldn't foster me power that I needed to really make change. I needed political power to get that, to really foster the change. And Pac is a part of that, man. You know, he really is.
It's so interesting.
This is an incredible
when listening
story.
to this too, like,
I wasn't ready for this.
There's two cycles of a return on investment that happen throughout the story. One, your mom's investment in you,
Right.
that taking her money, and that winds up bearing so much fruit. And then her doing that, getting you in position unknowingly, unwittingly, to have this conversation with Tupac, where he's planting seeds, and then 20 some odd years later, is bearing fruit politically.
That's incredible.
That's a hell of a story, man.
And then here's the mind blow of this whole thing, that Pac, Do It All, everybody that was on that road, everybody that's in that tour, everybody, they all were doing this as a result of what happened in 1979 between me and Mike. That's come on, man.